Hi everyone and welcome to Computer Science 1. This is Debbie Sorrentino, the instructor for your class. In this video I'm going to give you a tour of our class, things that are important, things that you need to know. So please take the time to watch this before you proceed further in the class. When you open our class you'll always land on the home page, and just change this so it'll look like what you see. I'll always have announcements out here. You can just see a brief announcement, but you can click on the announcement itself to read the full announcement, or you can click on course announcements to read the full announcement, and there might be more than one here, so you definitely want to do that when you enter the course. This is just a link to your T-Wolves email. As you're taking an online class, the only way I have to contact you if I have a question on a submission, a concern about something, is to send you an email. You must read your T-Wolves email. If you want to take an online class, you have to read your email to make sure that I can correspond with you. 3 to 4 times a week you should be checking that. Okay, Starfish is an early alert system that we have, and so you might, if you are not familiar with it, you might want to click on the student flyer and you can find out more. They will be, people can contact you, they can help you set up tutors, you can schedule appointments with your advisors and instructors through Starfish. There's a link here if you want Office 365, and from there you can download Office 2016. As a computer student you might find that helpful. We don't really need it in this course, but it'll give you access to Word, Excel, Access, and PowerPoint, which you will likely need for some of your other computer courses. And here's a list of all the NCCC policies, accessibility services, attendance policies, where you can find a lab on campus, and all kinds of things that you might need to know when you take a class. All right, we're going to start over here. I've already explained the home page. You just click here if you want to get back to it. We have a Start Here link, which tells you how to start our course. It'll direct you to the e-learning student orientation. It's right here under Student Resources and Policies, right here. If you have never taken an online course, I highly recommend that you do that, because it'll really give you helpful information which will make taking online classes much more efficient. In addition, this just tells you, we want to click on our course information documents next, and then when you're done you can proceed to the learning modules. So at least 3 times every single week you should be checking your announcements, your T-Wolves email, and make sure that you're checking our course calendar. So I'm going to come over here to the course information. Some of this I'm going to let you go through yourself, and some of this I'm going to explain. So you can read the welcome document. This is the video that you're watching right now. Our course syllabus is really where all the important information on our course is listed. So I'm going to open that up. Right. And again, I'm going to let you read through this. I'm going to highlight what's really important. Here's all my contact information. The quickest way to email me is, to contact me is through email. So you can read this here. I always like when students email me through the course, because it comes through in that particular course and section rather than emailing me direct, but you can do that. So I want to talk about the course materials. We're going to be using what's called a Revel textbook titled Starting Out with C++, Control Structures Through Objects by Tony Gaddis. We have used this textbook for a number of years, but this is the first time that we're incorporating Revel with it. Revel is more of an interactive online textbook. So we're very familiar with the content, but when we start things new, we might run into a few hiccups, and I'll address them as soon as I can. So hopefully things will go smoothly. And once you have signed up for Revel and the textbook, there is an app for Pearson Revel. You can download it from Google Play or the App Store. I've checked it out briefly. It's pretty interesting. So in order to purchase the textbook, you have to do one of the following two choices. Number one, there is a link to our textbook in the Learning Modules content section. It's the very first link, and you can go through this and you can purchase access to the book and Revel that way. The cost will be $85. You'll have access to the book for 1 year, so you can use this code for both CPS 120 and 130. If you do have financial aid and you need to purchase your materials from the bookstore, you can do that, and the bookstore has a code you can use. The cost is just a little bit higher, so that's up to you. You have to be linked to my course specifically, so please make sure that you're doing one of these two things in order to access the course materials. There's some links here that'll help you in getting registered, and there's a brief student walkthrough, so you can check those out. We're also going to be using Microsoft Visual Studio Community 2017 as our compiler. It can be downloaded for free, and I'll provide you with step-by-step instructions on how to do that in the first module. So I'm going to let you read the course description, student learning outcomes. There is a prerequisite to this course, and if you're in it, you've probably already met it, but you can ask me any questions you might have on that. And this is really important information about online courses in general. Here's how we're going to earn our grade. 10% of your grade is going to be discussions, 35% quizzes, 20% assignments, and 35% are going to be programming projects. I'm going to talk briefly. Each module will have a discussion. There's a date for your discussion post and a date for your response. There will be a rubric that explains how it's graded. They are not accepted late. You have to follow the due dates very carefully. And you can turn things in before the due date, so do it a few days early and then you won't have to worry. Quizzes, they'll be open for 48 hours. You can take them anytime during the 48 hours, but they have to be taken on the dates they're scheduled. The final quiz will be worth 2 quiz grades, and I will drop the lowest quiz grade. Assignments are going to be in Revel, and there may be some other assignments as well. They'll be posted in each module. They are not accepted late. So any discussions, quizzes, assignments, never accepted late. So you really need to be aware of the course calendar, which we'll talk about shortly. Programming projects, again, you want to complete those in a timely manner. If they are received late, they'll get a 5% penalty per weekday, and no project will be accepted 1 week after the due date. Sometimes students need additional help. Within the module, I'll explain. You can kind of email me your file, and I can get back to you and help you if you need assistance. And sometimes that might take a little bit of time, so that's why I do accept those projects late with a late penalty. And that just reinforces. Here's our final grading scale. You can look at that and then just read through the rest of the document about what you can expect from me and what I am going to expect from you. Okay, the course schedule, again, very important. Some of these documents you'll see a Word and a PDF version. I just have done that for your convenience, so whatever you prefer you can use. So here is all of our due dates. Any discussion posts and assignments are due on Friday. Discussion responses are due on Monday. Projects are due on Tuesdays, and quizzes will be held on Tuesday and Wednesday. I think there's one exception with a holiday, but that's noted with a star. This is the most important document in the class. These are all of the due dates that you have to follow. So print it out, put it on your phone, keep it wherever you keep important papers, and follow it. Please read through this disability disclosure. This is for anybody that has a disability. I'm happy to accommodate you, but we just have to follow the process at NCCC, and please notify me as soon as possible so that I can help you. Okay, you have to complete this academic integrity assignment. It's one question. It takes a few seconds, and I can't give you a grade in the class unless it's completed. Please read this on plagiarism and copying work regarding programming projects. These are the policies that I follow. And then your next steps, you can read this document, and it's going to direct you to our learning module. So I'm going to talk briefly here about what you see. This is our starting out with C++ Revel textbook. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. And then here's our first module, Introduction to Programming. I'm not going to talk about what's in the module because at the beginning of this module, there's another video that explains the module. So I just want to talk about the class. So this is our textbook. And I'm just going to open this up. And keep in mind that this can look a little different because I have the instructor view. But everything's set up here in assignments. So I have this assignment due September 7th. This will go through all the material that you're responsible for in the first chapter, including questions that have to be answered. So when you go into the assignment, you know, you'll have topics here, and as you work your way through the topics, you'll have questions that you have to answer, okay? So as you go through, you answer the questions, you can move to the next section. Mine's going to look a little different because I am in an instructor view. If you have any questions, problems, concerns at all, send me an email because I might have to research some things and check it out for the whole class. And so once we move into our modules, again, I'm going to explain more about this, but each module is going to have a lecture and assignment activity, and every time you have to come back out to get into the textbook here. That's just the way Pearson has it set up. All right, so we also have a course calendar. You can always click on this, and I have populated this with our due dates as well. So you can take a look here. I've given us a lot of time on this first module. I just want to make sure that everything runs smoothly with the Revel textbook and also with the installation of the software. Here's where you can send me an email. Here's where you can see your course announcements. You can get into Starfish. My grades, I'm very good about getting your grades out a couple days after something is due. Projects take me 1 week. But you can always click on that link and see your grades. Here is, I have my own YouTube channel, and if you need more help on a topic when you're writing a program, you can click on this and you can search for the topic you're interested in. These are some commonly asked questions. If you need any type of e-learning support, there's a link here which tells you how to get that, and Blackboard help as well. So that's really our class. As I said, the course information, the syllabus documents are very important. The course schedule is very important. And understanding a little bit more about the textbook. And I'll talk about that back again once there's a video here in the first module. Okay, so the best way to do this is purchase your Revel textbook as soon as you can so you can get in and registered, and let me know if you have any questions or concerns. Install the software as soon as you can. The software is Windows software. If you have a Mac, send me an email and I can try to come up with an alternative solution for you. Let's get the textbook and the software installed as soon as possible. Sometimes it's a little rocky start and I want to have time to be able to help everybody. Okay? I'm looking forward to the semester. I hope you are too.